Welcome back to Cinderella. I am Rosa. Heart. Oops, I hit the camera a bit. The voice is coming from right behind me. Combo? I became aware that this is the closest he's ever been to me, with my back pressed to his chest, like this. Panicking in the mind. This is why you must remain cool under any sentiments. How could I not panic? Any normal person would panic. Still, try to focus myself to be calm. Listen to the enemy will often let you down their guard when they think they have the upper hand. Catch your opponent off guard by remaining calm and locating their weakness with your senses. Try to be calm as Karma insists and feel ease, but only because I know Karma. It's not tight enough. And a opening. I move as quickly as I can, stepping forward so that I can swing a elbow back in Karma's stomach. Before that happens, Karma has pulled me back from him, closing whatever distance I had put between us. It is upon his moves, his hands from my eyes to my mouth. I can once again see the forest, but my words are muffled, breath in my hand. Another thing to remember, you won't always be able to catch your enemy off guard by throwing a punch or hitting at them. Their adversary will usually always be strength than you, Rose. Remember what I said about weakness. Enemies will let their guards down when they believe they are winning. Just like I have. The opening. As though occurred to me, I glanced around me and then looked down at Karma's bandaged hand. Karma's bandaged hand is over my mouth. Is this the offering or a trick? What will you do, princess? What kind of tactic would you remove my grasp from me? Man, that would be cruel of me, but let's do it! Bite. I'm going to feel Toro about this, but I have to try it. I try to shift my head to get enough space to bite down. Even Karma could not hold my tongue still as I squirm. Even the hand over my mouth moved just enough for me to open my mouth, but I failed. I cannot bite this hand that is injured. Unable to do anything, I must shake my head, and I heard Karma groan. In one sweep motion, he pulls me down to the ground, pinning my hand by my head as he frowns at me. You're not even going to try to find an opening? I glare at him. I'm not going to bite your hand. Bite my hand? I didn't even think of that. But you made it obvious. You put your hand over my mouth. It made for you to try to move my hand. Pushing back a person's thumb usually causes them grip to loose. How am I supposed to know that? Except it's the best means practice, as they say. I had complained about the practice lesson, but with holding it, that was a perfect good attempt, love. Not good enough, I'm afraid. I wasn't expecting you to come at me like that. I was expecting sword practice. You weren't expecting a man to kidnap you in an alleyway, were you? I glanced up at him, unable to say anything but because he was right. You are oddly quiet. It's hard to find an opening to hurt you when you are not my enemy. He does not move, but he continues to stare at me. His face is close to mine. Close enough to what exactly? Rose, do you trust me to protect you? That's not the point. I need to be able to protect myself. Because you plan on following the witches on your own. No, I want to be able to protect myself because I do not want to get you hurt in the process. Armor leaks down and I can feel his hair at my chest. For a few moments, everything slows to a stop, and all I can hear is my heartbeat and his slowly breathing. Once you set your mind to something, you don't let it go, do you? Arm pulls away from me. Before I can respond, he stands up again, offering me a hand. Let's start with some sword work then. The pleasure smile is back on his face. I never tell what he's thinking at the times like these. What are you really like, Karma? Woohoo, we made it to chapter 7. When I returned to Martian later that night, my hands are shut. I think I might have bruised my arms. Karm was not joking when he said he would not go easy on me, but he did compliment me more than once. Rose, I hit you quite a few times, and you still haven't a single complaint. Impressive. Crying is for the weak. Even though everyone should be sleeping, I notice that the light is still on in the traveler. I see Jack and Jill up at the table, speaking with each other and laughing. If Karma had come back with me, he would be happy to see this. You two still up? They are not even surprised when they turn to face me. Good days like these are even better when said, it's better off duties in a long time. Did you both have a good time tonight? It was great. Jack knows there's like little places in town that I never even heard of. I noticed that Jack is more elegant than usual. Her smile is a little wider than usual. I wonder if she's drunk. I'm going to get another drink. Another drink. Jack leans in forward, his voice hushed. We already bought a replacement bottle when we went out of town. We would never take anything from the Martian without money. Right. Is Jill drunk? Oh no, Princess. Tipsy. It's like a buzz fade a lot quicker. Oh. Jack and I watched Jill as she recovered her glass at the bar. I have to thank you, Princess. I would never have asked her out if you and Karma hadn't insisted on it. So you told her. Jack looks at me with a pleading smile. I take it as a yes. She didn't really recognize until much later. I asked her out for food and she thought that's all it was. Maybe Jill really did need to be told briefly. What happened? I told her, and we talked and remembered old times. He sounds like an old man. And I held her hand. I noticed Jack slash even slightly, but he is smiling. He looks pleased with himself. And the night not over yet, so he trails off with a hopeful smile before he raised his eyebrow at me. What about you and Karma? What about us? I've asked him to train me. Train? Princess, you asked him to teach you how to use a sword. What's this? Our princess is going to pick up a sword? Jill returns to the table, but I am too tired to properly join their conversation. I should leave their conversation and head up to bed. I need some rest. I want to practice at night. I excuse myself and head upstairs. I'm start to wake up, but in bright light. In the moment when it is over, I sit in my bed, dazed and confused. My eyes burn. My hands feel on around my neck. When I see a second glass slipper with another piece. There's another piece. But when did I do another good deed? I gasp, my necklace tights in my hand as I make my way to town. Everyone's doing their pre-morning chores when I get to Travel's area. A news camera glanced off into space, and then not far from it, the two knights. They haven't been up all night, have they? I made my way slowly over to them. Even back then, you were like some kind of shadow, aren't ya? You don't have to hide. It was obvious you trailed me back then. I was only because I was worried about you. I realize you don't have to follow me, but Lynn, I'm glad you did. Lynn? Jill? Oh, shush. Francis used to call you that too. Lynn is Jack's childhood's nickname. He gets embarrassed when I call him that. I see, so are you two talking about? Oh, we were just romancing. I look at the two of them, staring a few moments, waiting for them to say something. They both put on glasses before looking at me confused. Well, what? How did your date go last night? Jack makes a sound and turns beet red. Jill eyes quickly and then starts laughing. Oh, that! Went well. So well, in fact, that you might say the two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company. Jill is usually busy taking her rounds the Martian with a skull on her face. She looks happier being here with Jack, more relaxed. You might say that we are dating. Isn't it funny how red he gets, Princess? You were blushing just as much yesterday when I... One more word, Lynn, and I swear I'll punch you. Did he kiss you? The two of them are both blushing now, and since it's odd, certainly. Who knew the two greatest guards of Vorn could be easily undone? Both of you are amused to watch. The two of them stare at me, sun face. I'm surely remember the one certain, the night all I had is a castle. They were talking about how they personal reasons for being knights, and the fact that they all are serving the king. I had thought Jack and Jill are certain and horror that their only reason to become knights was a citizen of justice. Seeing them here, without the STEM faction, it feels like people. My curiosity crawlers. Do you mind if I ask your reason for becoming knights? Oh, my father was a knight. He put his life on the line for the kingdom. Jill's father was a lifeguard in his own rights, and he was medal to back it up. My father wasn't around a lot, but I always admired him. Judging by the look on Jill's face, it's clearly that she really loves her father. My mother died when I was young, and because my father couldn't be around all the time to take care of me, I ended up practicing living with Lean and his family. Len always got annoyed when I called him my brother. Awkward. Now I know why. Jill wants to follow in her father's footsteps. Then why did you join the Knights, Jack? Because he wanted to watch over me. I never knew you'd blush so easily, Jack. Jack seemed blushing even... Peace, guys.